Hello, good morning, everyone. We're going to start the class soon.
Morning, Bu.
Good morning, Pak. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the online joint class Telkom University in collaboration with Multimedia University Malaysia and supported by Passage to ASEAN. And I would like to welcome Ibu Indah Fajarwati from the International Office of Telkom University. Good morning, Bu Indah. And also joining us today, the speakers for today's event, we have Dr. Rathimala Kannan from Multimedia University Malaysia. Good morning, Dr. Rathimala.
Very good morning, everyone.
Thank you. And also we have Dr. Andry Alamsyah from Telkom University. Good morning, Dr. Andry.
Morning.
And we would like also to welcome all the participants who are joining us today. And I'm Mafti Saptiani, the chairwoman for today's event. So before we start the main event of this today online joint class, I would like to read some basic rules for the participants. Number one, all participants are kindly turn off their microphone during the opening and presentations. Number two, should you have any questions during the presentation or discussion sessions, kindly write down the questions on the chat box, and it will be discussed at the end of each speaker sessions. Number three, each speaker will present their presentations and guide the Q&A sessions. Number four, kindly turn on your camera feature for a group photo session at the end of the sessions. And last, at the end of the session, we will share the feedback link in the chat box. So all the participants should fill out the questionnaire to get an e-certificate. And today's topic is artificial intelligence in business. And the first speaker who will deliver the topic is Dr. Andry Alamsyah. But before, allow me to read his brief profile. So Dr. Andry Alamsyah was born in Malang, Indonesia, and he gained his bachelor degree in mathematics from Bandung Institute of Technology and his master degree in multimedia information system from the Université de Picardie Zullevern, France. I'm sorry if the pronunciation is not correct. And he received his doctoral degree from Bandung Institute of Technology in 2017. He has done so many grant and joint research, and his research expertise are social computing, big data analytics, computational science, social network analysis, and social computing applications in academic, business, and management area. He also received a certification in Big Data Analyst with TUV Renload certified qualifications, computational social science specialization, and blockchain revolution specializations. Dr. Andry Alamsyah is the founder and the chairman of Asosiasi Ilmuwan Data Indonesia and a member of Indonesian Association of Computer Linguistics. And now he is a senior researcher and head of social computing and big data laboratory, as well as a lecturer at School of Academic and Business in Telkom University, and also a director of Digital Business Ecosystem Research Center of Telkom University. So please welcome Dr. Andry Alamsyah.
Hello, thank you, Bu Mafti, for a nice introduction. Good morning for everyone. It's nice to have the opportunity to share my knowledge here in this program. So without further ado, I will share my screen and start my presentation soon. Wait a minute. Okay, let me. Okay. I'm sorry, I have not get used to using Google Meetup, but I tried now. Okay, the window. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Wait. Maybe. Okay. wait, wait. Maybe I put it wrong. A win. Can you see my screen? No.
Yes.
Oh, but I cannot see my
But
screen. So how about right now? You see my screen?
yes, we can see
Okay.
the
Okay.
presentation.
You can see my presentation, right? Okay. Okay. So this is a very exciting topics for me. I think for you too also. AI in business. I think AI is something that come up recently that really takes our attention, especially in the methodology how to we arrange our business. But AI actually in some business said that this is some say that something new, but in the upgrade of the machine learning or data analytic or something like that. But for some other, this is quite metaphor that they have used a little bit update from the current their methodology to do the business, but actually they don't do lot of upgrade on that. So here in my presentation, I will show you what is the relationship between AI and others like big data, data analytic, data science, and etc. And also some of the most used data in AI for business, which is unstructured data. So we call that social media analytic using unstructured data, and then some of the research, example of research from my laboratory. So I'm sorry, I cannot see all the audience how to do that. I only see my screen.
You can't. In Google Meet, you cannot see all the audiences.
Okay, so I only see my screen. Okay,
Yes.
that's really strange for me. Okay, uh, okay. That this is my curriculum vitae. Ibu Mefti already introduced me, but here what I'm going to underline it is my lab. Yes, this is a lab of social computing and big data, which I do the research every day. I do the research mostly on how to quantify human behavior using human or social behavior using big data. So this is quite interesting because not only in business, but I'll do also most on communication, the dynamic of the social movement or something like that. So this is a little bit a background why it become easy for me to go into the business side because I have make a big research or investigation on how people interacting between each other. And also I underline two of this. Oh no, this one is there is a repository. Most of my research that I will show as an example in this presentation, you will see this in these two links here. So if you're interested or interest in one of my research, then you can read the full paper on the repository in here. And also I have a link in LinkedIn and Twitter, which is both. Usually I share a lot of many recent update on this technology or the research that maybe you guys can understand or interested maybe in this kind of research. So I will start by the AI itself. This is the graphic recently that show that AI has already take a lot of activity in this in our era. Yeah, so you know now today we have a lot of technology like we have a mobile, we have data around us, and then we can use those data and a lot of the activity based on the data, and then we can compute or we can model the behavior of people that use based on that data. So here we see that there's a surge on the research activity recently. This is from the AI Index Annual Report in 2018. So this one is 2 years ago, but still now getting exponential, more than before. Also, the lots of the startup has come up, such as, maybe you see that financial fintech, yeah, like peer-to-peer lending, etc. How to model people behavior credit score or something like that. Product and service recommendation, something like that, become the engine of the current business, yeah, business ecosystem, business product, etc. Also, computing power has gone really fast right now, and also the most important thing is the accuracy. Then when you see the GPU right now and the current of deep learning, we have reached surpass the human accuracy. AI is better. You see that AI is much better than human since 2016 or 16, yeah, since 2016, yeah. Okay, this is all the a big picture of AI today. But I try with the simple understanding why this all happened. We come with we see that now we have a data everywhere, right? So this is data that I took from the social media, which is my own data. I took it from LinkedIn. Then you see that very easy to take data from the social media or the website all around us. So I see that this is my data that show me that my relationship with my colleague in LinkedIn. So I can see that who am I, also what kind of what is my behavior, and etc. etc. So you can take a lot of connection, or you can take a lot of information based on your the data on the internet. So we see that that's why in our lab we do a lot of focus on social media analytics. Also, there are also another data, which is I took it from Strava. If you know Strava, Strava is a social media for hobbies athlete, hobbies athlete, yeah, like to do the sport, but not as professional but amateur. Yeah, here you see that we can map. Here is map from this is one is map Jakarta. This one is Bandung. Yeah, this is our capital. This is Bandung, where Telkom University is. You see that a lot of bright coloring here means that many people run or cycling on this area. So this is only the data for people who run. So this is the path or the path of people who runs through the street or to their near their home or something like that. So when we take close up on Jakarta, for example, then we have something like that. So we see that which area has many people, which area have a denser population, which area is less denser there. Also, when we take a close, this one is central of Jakarta, where people normally have what is CFD? CFD is when people can run without being no car going to this area. So there's high activity of people running through this area. So what we can get from here, that we see through this picture which area has a more economical value than the other area. So this is how we get a new pattern based on the data that we collected or we accumulated through the from the social media. Then we get another pattern, another value of the land, another business opportunity. If you never go to the city and then you want to open your franchise or something like that, you should open some in this area which is bright, which show that there are many people on that area. Okay, the other advantage of having a lot of data is that we can create context. So this is the data that we take 2-3 months ago about these issues. Maybe you know that this issue in US. So we can group the word, yeah, in the data, and then we can create relationship between topics. The same color means that they belong to the same topics. The different color, they belong to different topics. So we can, from those high volume of data, we can extract the summarize very fast, yeah, very fast summarization. Then we do it manually, or we do it using a lot of people that to labor to reach and take the summary by not by computer. No, so this is the reasons trend that we can get information from the online and then turn it to something meaningful to our usage. Yeah. So then I have this picture that I think we need to differentiate between the term that some of my students have a difficulty to. Then they ask me like, what is data analytics? What is data science? What is the relationship between them? So I have made this picture to show them that the map is something like that. So I'm going to explain it to you. So basically we have a big data, yeah, which source coming from everywhere, not only from social media. You can get it from the sensor, from the internal organization data, which is structured data. From the big data, you have the opportunity. I will say this is the opportunity. I'm very happy to have big data, but maybe some people don't really happy because it's hard to process those data. And then when I have this opportunity, I go to this one process called data analytics, which is actually the process to finding the pattern. The picture that I show you before is one of the result of the process of finding the pattern. Finding the pattern of another objective, finding the pattern of like a quick summarization, or finding the pattern of human behavior, something like that. But to do this process, we need the science. We need the science. The science called data science. This is a new science which in Indonesia taking take off. Yeah, take off. The science is so many people wants to um, to learn. Then also many industry need to have this kind of profession. Many professions such as banker, accounting, analyst, most of them right now need to be backed by good data science. So the science itself is, I will talk the science after this picture. So from the data analytic, what we have got, what will we have is we have the ability to describe the phenomena. We can predict something, we can estimate, we can optimizing, and we can simulate. So this is much powerful than the previous approach using just a statistic or legacy methodology to do the business research. Yeah, so you can see that what is the benefit? A lot of benefit here in business, like accurate market segmentation, personalized advertising, customer acquisition, behavior, purchase, brand awareness, something like that is much more efficient, effective, and efficient. Yeah, and then one of the technology methodology to do the finding the pattern or data analytic, we call it machine learning. How we teach machine to understand the pattern, and then the machine learning actually is a foundation of the big term of big umbrella of the artificial intelligence. So that's why I underline the 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 common understanding that some business say that I have already implement AI, but actually they don't do more than just machine learning. But some business already implement sophisticated technology based on AI, yeah, using deep learning or something like that. So this is there are broad term in the AI area. Okay, then back to data science. So we see that data science is the sexiest job in 21st century, since this is coming from Harvard Business Review in 2012, so already 8 years old today. But it showed that many, I have another article that said that many of the analyst job today can be replaced by data science. Many like accounting, auditor, or many things. Yeah. But if you see from the timeline here, this is from Nick Bostrom, a super intelligent. This is quite interesting book. Say that we have passed the era of big data. In 2020, we go into AI era now. Now this is our time. 2020 is a AI for domain based. So AI now, you get a lot of, like when you sign up for Netflix, but you sign up for Spotify or something like that, you will get more and more personal product that deliver to you that suitable for yourself. So this one is the intelligence that come to your come to you, and then give you a product that you will going to use. Yeah. So this one is very efficient, and now it's only a domain base, still in the same domain, like in the healthcare, how to detect cancer, or how in banking, how to filter people that we need to give credit or something like that. But in 2030, it's expected that the AI going to across domain. Yeah. So in the 2040, the AI going to be much better than human. But I maybe it's true, but I see the growth right now, I kind of a little bit scary, but also really interested about the progress. Okay, mix emotion. Yeah. Okay, this is the science from AI. So when you see that business, when you come to business, when you want to become a good analyst, or understand the pattern, or write on the new technology like AI, you need to do this. You need to understand math, yeah, to formulate your problem, and also you need to understand a computer, but not really deep. Just know that how they compute big data or something like that. Okay. So when we talk big data, okay, I won't talk about big data because many you will understand this very easily. But I talk about the data challenge. When you get big data, we have two kind of data: structured and unstructured. And unfortunately, unstructured data is dominant hugely over the structured data. So we see that structured data, when you see that a lot of course big data around structured data now is become a little bit obsolete, because structured data, the methodology considered mature. Not many, not many upgrade from this area. Yes, maybe there is a little bit update about to make a better model or program, but in here, in unstructured data, still big challenge. We still not have seen a definitive technology that can process those kind of data very fast. Yeah. So this is a big problem. It's still a big problem, but we try to to uh, to uh, to win to this problem with our own approach in our lab. Okay. And then when processing the unstructured data, so like for example, we have a social media data source. We work a lot in social media data source because 89%, right? So we do like a pre-processing to prepare the data to get ready for the next process. We have two kinds of approach. The first one is structure analysis, means that we are going to structure the unstructured data. Yeah, the unstructured data, we're going to find the structure on the unstructured data. To do that, we borrow the methodology from graph theory. Graph theory is in mathematics, that the methodology called social network analysis. Yeah, social network analysis find how to model the unstructured data based on the relationship. We call it the network modeling. how to find the important actors or people on their messy and complex relationship, and how is the strength of the relation, and also how many group in the network. Yeah, and the second one is content analysis. We not going to the structure, but we go directly into what kind of conversation they have, what kind of statement, what kind of text that they put on the unstructured data. So here, in overall, structural analysis is very fast. It can support big data very easy. Then we can process this is almost real time. But the content analysis is quite difficult. Sometimes need lots of labeling to make context language to our language, context language and domain to our need, and still there are still room for improvement from this area, but we do this good. Yeah. Okay, this is many methodology, but I want, because we have not many time available. So I have a quick uh, uh, overview about the first methodology about structure analysis, which is called social network analysis. So when we have any kind of relationship between people, then we see that in this example, you have four people that create the conversation here. They have a conversation, but we don't care about the content, but we can uh, uh, draw the relationship. So this drawing called graph analysis. Graph, yeah. So we have a vertex, or we call it node, or we call it actor, and we have relationship between actor. We call it edges or link between them. Once we have this model, network model, we cannot directly process this into the computer. Then we need to change the format into the list, yeah, each list. One have a one talk to two, yeah, one talk to three. So see, one talk to two, one talk to three, and then two talk to three, yeah, two talk to three. Then you make this list in order your computer to process, yeah, to measure. Because when you borrow graph theory, then you will have a lot of metrics you can measure. When you can measure, you can compare between one graph and another graph, and then I will show you later on the example. Another form to represent this relationship, we can also use matrix, but for the for the purpose of scalability, matrix is not really good for big data. So we use normally HList to process in big data. Okay, and then also we can represent many kind of relationship. For example, when I follow someone on Twitter, we can see that we have a graph like this. There is an arrow over there. I follow I follow someone. Yeah, I follow A follow one, follow two, two follow three, something like that, or Twitter, for example. But in the network like in Facebook, one and two does not follow each other. They just make a friend. There are no level of relationship. So we can represent this kind of model called undirected network. This one is directed network. So from one simple graph, we can represent more complex more complex relationship. And then beside the orientation, we can also represent them as a weight. For example, I know A better than B, then my weight to know my relationship to A is much higher than B. So this is called tie strength. We can also represent the strength of the relationship based on the graph theory. So this is simple methodology to reduce large scale data, yeah, to find the structure from the large scale data. Okay, then we have another metric, which is called centrality metric, which is actually, this one is finding the most important actor. We have many, I believe there are around 40 or something centrality, but the most important one is a degree centrality, between centrality, closeness centrality, and eigenvector centrality. Why there's so many centrality in here? Because when we want to find the most important actor, there are many terms of what is important in the network. Some will say that the most important is the one that have a lot of friends, but others say that the most important is the one that become the bridge between two different group, or two different polarized group, or two different group which is they they're kind of enemy between each other. So the the existence of the people in the middle is important, yeah, to make the communication flow, or you can say like a negotiator or something like that. Also, we have a closeness to see that the most important people is the people that can spread the information faster than the other people in the network. So so this is kind of when we have this course, we have like a one semester in here. Then here I only have 5 minutes, so just make a quick introduction. What is centrality actually? What is the idea between each other? And there are a lot of mathematics behind it, but you don't need to remember those, but there are tools to do that. So that's why I tell you that this is a much faster implementation of large scale data. And then we also have another metric called modularity, which is actually finding group on the large scale data. Finding group, yeah, means how many groups, how big the group, and how is the quality of the group. So here, for example, if you have the modularity value near 1, means that the group is separate each other clearly. Yeah, when you have closer to 0, means that they are fuzzy. There are one member maybe become member of the first group or the second group. So this one is fuzzy. Okay, then so this is kind of an example. If you have a large scale data, then you can create a mode. You can create a network here, and then when you have a network, then you can measure the how many group, and then also you can measure who is the most important people here. You can see that the denser the color means that the more important the people. Yeah, the more important the actor. Yeah. So imagine that you have this kind of in large scale. So I will show you, also later. So beside all those information, you can have another one like degree of reciprocity. So you see that there is 4 reciprocity between 5 relations. So you can see that, sorry, two reciprocity between 5 relations. You can see that 2 from 5 is have a reciprocity, means 0.4, means that the higher reciprocity means that you have a stronger relationship between them. Yeah, stronger relationship means that the relationship is not easily broken. Yeah. Also, we have also density. Yeah, the number of relationship, uh, ratio of the number relationship compared to the maximum relation that could happen in the network. So here the higher the density means the better. Yeah, the better it's not break up easily. Yeah. Also here we have a diameter, but I think we can see that later. Okay, so this is an implementation that we took on in Indonesia. We have a very active network around the election. So this one is election of a governor in Jakarta. So it's 2017 or 18, I forgot. But this is the universe of the conversation. You can see that the different color means that they are a different group. So this is for only for one candidate. Yeah, we have 3 candidates at that time. So this from one candidate, we have like a cosmos here, like a big information on the space that we can see on the macro. Macro means that the overview, big overview. Zoom out, we can also zoom in. So this is a lot of information from unstructured data. So you can get those. But how about what we want to know what this they're talking about? Then we need to dig more on this group. So we need to see the data gain. So this is not the conversation. This is not the content of the conversation, but the relationship of the conversation. So, okay, so maybe this is okay. Okay, maybe this is not related because I only have 10 minutes more, so I'll skip this one. I'm sorry, but if you have a question, we can ask this. We can ask me later. Okay, that now I'm coming back to here. Now back when I have a structured data, no unstructured data. The first, we try to structuring unstructured data. The second approach is we try to understand what is the content of the conversation. That's when we borrow the methodology called text mining, which is actually the improvement or the development from data mining. So if you see that data mining, the previous, I think the previous class, you already see the data analytic, also machine learning, which is mostly based on the data mining. You can see that if you have a data in structured data, you can have like a tree, yeah, decision tree. Then here is the same one. You have a unstructured data, then you try to extract. Well, what is the information here belong to? Is it I'll say that there is a keyword here. So I'm sorry, it's in Indonesia, but I think I think you guys understand this one, right? See, ricu, mahasiswa, DPR, aparat, desa. So this is the keyword from this text, yeah. So when we deal with the social media data, we see something like this every day. Not all the texts are structured or are in the formal language or in the format that we understand easily. So we need to modify this in order the computer to understand and to can process those information. Okay. This is some of the text processing that we do, yeah, like a tokenization, slang, stemming, lemmatization, stop words, etc. But we also use this um, umbrella methodology called natural language processing, how to make computer understand the language. So we need to do a lot of feature engineering to make the language, the text or the the paragraph ready for the processing. And then we come to three of solution, mostly. The first one is text classification. When you learn about machine learning before, then you understand what is classification. So you try to classify what class the text this one belong, which is a sentiment positive or sentiment negative or neutral. Whether it is a problem of the product, uh, problem for the price or problem for the services, etc. So this is when you have a text, you try to classify this. So to classify this one, you need a lot of labeling. Yeah, you use machine learning, but you need a lot of labeling to to create a connection or a contextual between the problem and the language. Okay, so this is like what we do in labeling. Yeah, we have a text, and then we create a label here, and then they put it on some algorithm on machine learning that we get predicted, something like that. But that actually simple, but it's just an illustration. Also, we have the second approach, which is called text clustering. So we try to cluster the text based on the close proximity to other texts. So we call this one is topic modeling, yeah, but which the objective is finding topic on the big conversation. Yeah, so we use this one is using LDA, yeah, another technique, yeah, to find to find the most popular and most popular topic and the distribution of the word over different topic. Yeah. So this is based on text clustering. What is the comparison between classification? when you do the classification, you need to get the label. So you need to understand the language and the domain, etc. In topic modeling, you just throw the language, you just throw the text, and then they try to find the relationship between them. So is does not need depends on the language that you use. You can use almost any language in topic modeling. Okay, then the last but not least, which is for me, it is uh, uh, quite insightful for us for our lab. So we use text network analysis, which basically we create a network between text. So we borrow, we use the text from the content analysis, and we use also social network analysis. When we combine it, when we find, and then we find something like that. The text, there is a link between text, mean that those texts belong to the same tweet or the same phrase, yeah, the same phrase. And then we see that we have also using the modularity that I already explained in the SNA. We have different color, means different topic. Here we can compare. For example, this is around 500 or 1 million tweets that we get from two brands, brand A and brand B, about telecommunication. So we can see that in the brand A, we have the red one called, we have, there are kecewa, yeah, disappointed, yeah, about the product, yeah. Here, all the red one is a topic around that. And also the blue one is topic around package, yeah, paket murah, yeah, paket habis, anything about packet. And also we have the green one is about connection, jaringan internet, something like that. So here from 500 or 1 million, we can see that all the complaint of this to this company comes to this, the three majority of topic in here. Okay, and then the brand B, we have another one, so we can do the like business intelligence, yeah, comparing between the performance of my product and the competitors. Okay, then here is some example. So maybe here we have we do research. This is our publication that incorporate those of social media research, social media analytic based research. So we propose a brand measurement not based on survey, yeah, because survey questionnaire is very expensive. Then we propose a new one based on the network activity, the market activity. We compare between one brand to another brand, yeah, and then we rank all we rank all the measurement. Then we come up who is the winner exactly. So in order to make this rank, so we have to dig which one is the best one. High density or low density, high modularity or low modularity, or something like that. So this one is our proposal to make the brand awareness, the top brand measurement is much cheaper and faster. And also, actually, now we see that a brand uh, uh, become social knowledge, not one people that know that this brand is good or not, or something like that. So this is social knowledge. So we also use this one, the one that I show you, summarize online conversation in telecom industry. We compare one another. We see which one is what topic for business intelligence or something like that. We use also this rated measure to measure dissemination mechanism, how how one account to another account spreading the information, how fast, how big, how wide, how depth. And then uh, this is also a purpose to how we uh, find or how we choose our influencer or sample, yeah, which account is contextual to our product or something like that. So we can just spend for advertising widely. Okay, we analyze fast food network. I believe now how many time do I have, Bu Mefti? How long?
Use, yeah, you still have 5 more minutes.
Oh, 5 more minutes. Okay, so I can go a little bit slowly then. Okay, this is we analyze the growth, yeah, of the network of two Fast food industry in Indonesia, yeah, food and beverage industry. So compare those using the Facebook data, and then between one network size 55 million and one network size 100,000, which is big difference. But the the uh, the property of the graph is the same, so we can see that when this network is grow, it's going to be the same like this one. Okay. Okay, we have also we measure the polarization. So this one is not actually a business, but we can use this one on business. But how we see that people perception about our product, and that the polarization about the product in in the market, and we measure it using market network. Yeah. Also, we have here mapping online transportation service quality. In this one is two online ojek, yeah, in Indonesia. Here you have a service dimension, which is usually from the business management measurement. We have availability, accessibility information, time, customer service, etc., etc. And then we try to map all those complaints or those statements on the Twitter based on that. So we can get, we measure which model is the best, the accuracy, etc. Yeah. Okay. Also, this one is for e-commerce. Yeah. This is a lot of practices in here. Also, we can also measure the reputation management. For example, in talent management or human resource management, resources management, we map the relationship between employee and how um, they support marketing, yeah, in their company based on the reputation in social media, because this is a startup company which rely a lot of marketing based on social media. So we can rank them, and we can see which people is really important to the colleague or to the market. Yeah. And then we can also as well create a dynamic large scale data. So dynamic means we see that the the evolution over time between sentiment also and topic modeling. So we see that the market always changing. The topic every day is changing. So we can see, we can monitor those the topic that change every day. Also the sentiment. So then we can see that what is the other factor from the market that change those attitude, those sentiment, or those topic that they talk about. Okay, so that is the example of the product, but this is only a small example. But you can see, you can visit my website repository. Also, that here is the next analytic is based on the deep learning, right? So maybe some of you already learned, but this is very powerful right now, because it mimics how the brain function. And then uh, uh, not long ago, the computer cannot distinguish between cat and dog. Now they know it better than human eyes can not as good as a computer to distinguish that. So this is a lot of implementation today. Here uses on the class, also uses on a lot of self-driving car, for example, and also there's also deep fake, yeah, around there, which is quite some make us worry about it. And then the challenge is here. So far, we have only the discriminative modeling. This is cat, this is dog. You buy or not to buy. This is your recommendation or not recommendation. But the more the challenge in the future is generative model. How to create something new from all their habit and make something that you will like to uh, to consume. Yeah, for example, the cloth, food, a movie, music, book, etc., etc. This is an active research on this area. Okay, thank you. This is all my presentation. I'm sorry if the time is not really my presentation is too much for 45 minutes. Thank you very much.
No.
I put back to Ibu Moderator.
Thank you very much, Dr. Andre. It's really, really interesting presentations. And now we will invite the participants who want to have a questions to the speaker. You may kindly write down your questions on the chat box, or you can also directly ask to the speaker by turning on your microphone. And actually, we have 3 questions here.
Okay.
Pak Andri,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can see.
Okay, good morning. Oh, which one? Oh, is Mr. Fauzi, right? Good morning. I will ask, in real life, what is the most important things to develop our small business using AI? Okay, um, this is Mas Fauzi or Mbak Fauzi? Mas
Mas
Fauzi.
Fauzi.
Yeah, I think as I said before, AI is a big term. Yeah, it's so broad term. So I think you, the audience, not really consumed with the AI hype. AI, sometimes people that say AI is too high, but if you for example, implement small things like a machine learning or a data analytic, which is maybe like a A/B testing. You test this feature compared to other feature. I think this is already a good understanding on how we understand the people or the market need. So this is when we see that we start with a small business, usually we try to understand what our customer wants. The smallest are not the smallest, the easiest part. You create a small feature that you experiment to the customer. When you put this button on here, when you put the picture on there, whether the customer will buy your product, whether it's encourage their activity on your website or something like that. So this is not an AI that we imagine that, but this is quite useful for small business because we don't have a knowledge, or we don't have the capital to hire a lot of programmers, something like that. So this is my answer. Okay, and then okay, is it okay, Bu Moderator?
Yes, so thank you
Okay,
for the
okay,
answer. I hope it answered the questions, yeah,
yeah, okay,
Mas Fauzi.
okay,
And we have another questions from Novi Susanti.
yes. Maybe you can read it.
Okay, so Dr. Andre, I would like to ask, how can small and medium businesses benefit
Okay,
from data analytics?
okay. In one word, when you use a data analytic, you will know you will deliver something that fit to your customer profile. So when you don't do data analytic, then you can like what is it? The random things that you want to do. Like you want to do like a marketing on Instagram, spamming people on WhatsApp or spamming people on SMS. That is not it's a waste of time and also waste of money and waste of your name, your business name. So in order to do something cleverly, smart, to do smart, you need to incorporate those data analytics so you know what the customer want and you deliver exactly what they want. So to know that what they want, so you need to get a lot of data from them. This is something that in the business people, they say that I have a lot of data, but the data don't sounds anything. No no meaning. So you need to get many data as much as possible. Not many data. It means that lot of data, but lot of dimension, lot of view from the customer. Yeah, not only the demographic, but they're also their habit, also what they consume, and how to do that is the challenge. It's not easy, but once you have it and you have the idea or creativity to collect the data, and then you can create the model, which I told you before, and then based on those model, you will get a killer. Yeah, I say killer approach to get the customer doesn't want to go anywhere. So, for example, if you see that in Facebook or Instagram, you scroll all the time, right? So this one is scrolling all the time means that they try to type you on the screen, so they know your psychology. So they can give you advertising or something like that. You can get run off. When you just put your phone away, then there is a notification, and then you go back or something like that. This is so clever. So I think that is why data analytics become a big part of this measurement. Okay, Bu.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Andry. We still have two more questions here
Yeah.
from Rian Widianto. Good morning, Dr. Andry. I have a question. What
Yes.
small, medium enterprise should focus on big data analytics since they are having a very limited sources?
Okay, Mas Rian, I think it's quite the same, but I give you another approach. For example, if you don't have a lot of resources, I mean, this today we have if we have a rent like a Amazon or something like that, renting computing sources. Then also you can rent, you can buy some API or something like that. From that, from for example, if from example Twitter or Instagram, you want to know the market habit on Instagram. You can learn how to get the data from the API. If you don't know how to learn and if it's too complicated for you, then you need to buy. But it's not cheap actually. But you can compare between paying and then the advantage that you get after you process this data. So now it's much better than before. Before now, you need to have your programmer, you need to have your computer, but now everything on the cloud. So you just run it to the cloud. So there's a lot of services out there that can help you as well. So it's a much better than maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. So use the resources out there. They try to get the money from the small medium enterprise yourself. But comparing between one services to another one, so this is a lot of take a lot of time to investigate something like that. Okay.
Okay, we still have one more
Yeah.
question here from Al Muslim Ali Hussein. A very good morning. I would like to ask, what is the most used programming language in AI and how important it's in the business?
Okay, Mr. Muslim Ali Hussein. Yeah. So AI is heavily used data. So they need a lot of data. So the great programming language that concerned with this massive data is there are two. Both of them is open source, which is Python, yeah, which they are already in the open source format called Google Colab. Everyone can use it, and also the second one is R. Yeah, the R is also quite useful. Both of them is free, and both of them has a lot of library, so you can just attach your methodology to the library. So the library is developed by people that scientifically research on the data. So for example, I create a new methodology, then I create the library. So I put it online, and then people can access those and then can implement on their data as well. So beside that, I don't think the other has much more impact than Python and R. Okay.
Okay, okay, thank you very much, Dr. Andri. And I think we don't have any other questions from the chat box.
Okay.
So it is very interesting discussions, and I hope you don't mind to receive the following up questions afterwards. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, now I will welcome our second speaker, Dr. Rathimala Kannan from Multimedia University Malaysia. But before, allow me to read her brief profile. Dr. Rathimala Kannan is a senior lecturer in the IT Management Unit, Faculty of Management at the Multimedia University Malaysia. She has received her bachelor degree in and master degree in computer applications from Bharatiya University, India. She received her PhD from Multimedia University Malaysia, and her PhD research was in the area of web structure mining, and the title as Characterization of E-commerce website structure using Webometric and social network analysis methods. She has published in many peer-reviewed journals and conferences, and she also received as industrial consultant in developing e-commerce portal. Her research interests include business data analytics, healthcare analytics, data mining for business intelligence, and information system. Dr. Rathimala Kannan is a senior member in IEEE Executive Committee member of IEEE Malaysia Consultant Network Affinity Group and Professional Technologies Malaysia Board of Technologies. So please welcome Dr. Rathimala Kannan.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, 50, for the introduction. And thank you very much to Dr. Andry Alamsyah for the wonderful talk, which is highly insightful and informative. And I think he has covered a lot, actually, so many technologies. And of course, this will create the curiosity between the audience to let to know more technologies and how to use it for the real life problems. Okay. And I'm really happy to share this online talk with Dr. Andry Alamsyah. Okay. So with that, let me start my talk. So let me share my screen. Okay, I hope I'm sharing the screen with everyone. Can you all see the screen?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, so a little bit about myself. I'm Rathimala Kannan, and I'm attached to IT unit of Faculty of Management in Multimedia University. I'm also the program coordinator for an undergraduate degree called Bachelor of Enterprise Management System, which is a new degree here in Malaysia. And my research topics, I most as read by Mehdi, I interested in business data analytics. So we call this as data mining and business intelligence and information system. So anything, if you want to contact me, you can contact with rathimala.kannan@mmu.edu.my. So here, allow me to share a little bit about my PhD research. Since Dr. Andry Alamsyah covered social network analysis, I'm tempted to share a little bit about my PhD. So the social network analysis, we can apply with any area where you have the network of connections, right? So the examples that show given by Dr. Andry Alamsyah is about the social media analytics, where you analyze the Twitter data or Facebook data, right? What I did was I have analyzed the top Asia Pacific top 500 retail companies' websites. So here in the network, I have how one web page is connected to another web page within a website. Also, what is the structure between the websites? So that's what I analyzed. So then I have come up with different structures, and I found that between the retail companies, depending upon which industry is it, whether it is a supermarket, whether it is a convenience store, or whether it's a hardware store, the website structure differs. So then I come up with a generalization of the website structure about for depending upon which type of retail store you have. Accordingly, we can come up with a generalization of the website. So that was about my PhD research. Okay, where I use the social network analysis. So that one already 7 years ago now. Okay, so now coming to this talk about artificial intelligence role in business. So before I talk about this artificial intelligence, let me talk about this Industry Revolution 4.0. I'm sure everybody would be heard about this term, isn't it? Now, wherever you go, whether it is being a government or scientific, everywhere they talk about Industry Revolution 4.0, right? Then the government is encouraging the companies to transition to this Industry 4.0. Actually, what is this Industry 4.0? How do you interpret this Industry 4.0? So if you want to define what is this Industry 4.0, we can do so like this. It is a vision of the future of industry and manufacturing, in which information technologies are going to boost competitiveness and efficiency by interconnecting every resources in the value chain. So if you are as a business organization, business company, what type of resources that you will deal with? You have data, then you have people, then you have some machineries, isn't it? All these things together make you a value chain for any business. Am I right? So now, with the help of information technology, you would be able to collect lots of data about what? About the people, about the machineries here. So by analyzing these data with appropriate technology, you will gain competitive business advantage, which will help you to sustain in this business world and make more profit. Okay, that's what is Industry 4.0 revolution is all about. Then what is the role of artificial intelligence here? It is the driving force of Industry 4.0. All right, I think now you would be able to relate how Industry Revolution 4.0 is making changes in our today's world and how artificial intelligence is contributing towards that. Okay, so if you want to understand a better definition about what is this artificial intelligence, who will have the intelligence? We, the human, we have the intelligence, right? Then we call this as artificial intelligence. So what does it mean? There are certain techniques, methods which can imitate this human intelligence and can behave like humans, right? So basically this artificial intelligence is a very broad and general term, and it refers to any type of computer software that engages in human-like activities, including learning, planning, and problem solving. Okay, this is what a general term we can say about artificial intelligence. Then what is this machine learning? Because always this artificial intelligence comes with the term machine learning, isn't it? So what is this machine learning? Machine learning is one of the most common type of artificial intelligence which is used in the development for businesses. Okay, and why do you need this machine learning? Because primarily it is used to process huge volume of data much faster. Okay, now how do you connect this with data science? Even though you want to apply this data, you have the technology, and there are methods, proper scientific method to process the data and extract the insights from the data, right? So that science is called as data science. As explained nicely by Dr. Andry, this is a new field of a new area, okay, data science. So anybody who is involved in analyzing data, managing data, coming up with predictive models of the data, they all are now called as data scientists, okay? So now my talk will be slightly different from Dr. Andry Alamsyah's one. Okay, I'm going to look at how the companies or the business can use this artificial intelligence to gain business advantage. So to explain this, to make you understand this, I have taken this Starbucks company as a example, because you all know Starbucks, isn't it? Most of you would have gone, you will be a loyal customers for the coffee from Starbucks, or even otherwise you might have heard about Starbucks, which is a coffee company, isn't it, from the food and beverages industry. So this company is one of the pioneer in employing lots of technologies, especially this artificial intelligence and IoT, Internet of Things, in order to gain competitive advantage from the data. So now we are going to see how this company make use of artificial intelligence and IoT, and of course the data analytics, and what type of problem this company is solving. What is this business advantage, competitive advantage means? We are going to see having this as a case study. Okay. So a little bit about this Starbucks coffee house. Okay. You all know Starbucks sell huge number of hot and cold drinks around the world, isn't it? It's a company started in USA, Seattle, but now every city you go, you will find at least one Starbucks in any corner of this world, isn't it? So if you look at how much data this Starbucks company is collecting, you will be very much surprised. The Starbucks collects 100 millions of transactions per week. It's just per week. Okay, it's a huge volume of data. Okay, so Starbucks collects this much of data. What it does with the data? How this artificial intelligence and IoT play a role in getting insights from this data. Okay, as I said, Starbucks uses the data and modern technology to gain competitive advantage. In fact, it is a pioneer company which combines loyalty systems, payment cards, and mobile apps. We all know what is mobile apps, how to use mobile apps. If you want to order something through mobile apps, do mobile banking. You all know now, isn't it? But how to use this mobile app for improving the business to gain advantage? Let's see how this company make use of these things. Okay. Even though there are so many examples that Starbucks company is using in terms of technology, I have chosen only the 5 most interesting examples. Okay, the very first one is targeting customers with personalized promotions and offers. What is this? If I run a business company, I would like to know how can I make my customers happy by recommending, promoting the products that they are interested in or they are preferred to have. It's very challenging question, right? No matter Starbucks or any company, any business that deals with the products and customers would like to know how to do these things, isn't it? Let's see how Starbucks handle this issue. The second one, data insight driven product development. So earlier and all, if you want to come up with a new product, there will be one group, R&D group, right? They will design, they will think on their own, okay, we will launch this new product like this, and we hope the customer will be interested in. It will be product-centered development. But now the time has changed, isn't it? Now we are coming up with everything customer-centric development. We would like to know what customer wants, what he prefers. Then to satisfy his requirement, we want to innovate new products, new services, right? So we are going to see how the data collected by the Starbucks help the company to come up with new product development. Okay. Then the third example I'm going to talk about, sophisticated real estate planning. What does this real estate planning do with Starbucks? Starbucks is a chain store, isn't it? It is expanding its business by opening the Starbucks store in many locations and many places, right? So it is very important to know the Starbucks, where to open, how to select the location to open a new Starbucks store, right? Do you think is it easy to decide, okay, simply if you say there is nothing in the nearby area, shall we open something like that? We don't simply, or with the gut feeling, we open a new store with so much investment, okay? There are so many research and the analytics is going on behind the decision making before we decide where to open a new store and what type of impact it is going to give to us, whether it's going to be profitable or not, okay? Again, how the data is playing a major role in answering this question, okay? Next one, dynamic menu creations and adjustment. What is this dynamic menu creation? When you go to a restaurant, normally you might have noticed there will be a standard menu card, isn't it? It doesn't matter whether you go on Monday or Saturday or Sunday, whether you go for breakfast or lunch or dinner, right? They have a standard menus, which is printed form, right? Then how you will be able to incorporate dynamic menu creations? How to create dynamic menu? We are going to see more about this one later. Then optimized machine maintenance. What is this machine maintenance? If you look at the Starbucks company, each store, each outlet is dealing with dozens of equipments like blenders, coffee machines, grinders, or refrigerators, and so many type of equipments like this, right? So if the equipment get faulty, then that is going to affect your day-to-day business, right? So now, how Starbucks handling this challenge with the help of IoT and artificial intelligence. Okay, so this is what I'm going to explain in my coming slides. Okay, let's see our first example. Targeting customers with the personalized promotions and offers. Do you all know what is this personalized recommendation or promotion? Right? Say, for example, the personalization means recommending something the customer will enjoy and he will tend to buy. I'll give you an example. Let's say if a customer consistently orders a dairy-free beverages, then this personalized recommendation system, which is supported by the artificial intelligence and machine learning, will suggest the products which are dairy-free to this customer. So from the customer point of view, what do you think? Wow, see, this company knows me better. This company knows what I like and what I don't like. So I don't have to explain each time, okay, I want a dairy-free sugar food or drink, right? So this is called understanding individual customers more from the data of what they buy, how they buy, what they prefer to have, and recommending them. Right. See, in olden days, let's say if it is a small shop and all, and if you are a regular visitor to the restaurant, then the waiter or the restaurant will know already. Oh, hello, sir, please come. Oh, this is your regular menu, right? So can I serve a coffee like this, tea like this, right? So that's a human touch they will have, right? But now with this advanced technology, with the big customer pool, how to recognize and acknowledge the customer's individual preferences and how to recommend a product. We need some strong technology, right? That's what your artificial intelligence come to the picture. Okay, so now what is the goal for Starbucks here? The goal is to provide more personalized experience. For how many customers? 19 million customers. How they become customers? Actually, Starbucks will have more customers. But among their customers, 19 million, they are already active users from a program called Starbucks Rewards, which they use the Starbucks mobile app. So from this, the Starbucks can track who is that customer, what he is ordering, from where he is ordering, how he is ordering, how much he is ordering, all right? What is his preferences and taste like? All this data can be collected and stored in the system. So with this data, what can you do? So with this data, we can apply a method called reinforcement learning. Okay, the method is called reinforcement learning technology. It is a kind of a machine learning which learns to make decisions and it provides more personalized recommendation to the customers through mobile app. Is it not interesting? Okay, now, how is it possible? Starbucks collect the data of what people are buying, where they are buying, how they are buying. Not only with this data is combined with some of the external data. What is external data? What is the weather like today? Okay, so what promotion that we can offer? Or any products that we have a huge stock, we need to clear them so we can make some promotion offer based upon our business strategy, right? Then what is our inventory? Not only this, is there any local event is going on in that particular location? Combining all this data, when you feed it with the artificial intelligence supported system, it can recommend a personalized service or recommendation to your customer. So, is it not the competitive advantage? Because as a customer, I come to your shop, you know better my taste and preferences. I don't have to explain. So it is easy for me to make my order. It is much faster. You as a company, you will get more business, isn't it? Okay. So this recommendation is a very standard applications of artificial intelligence. And Starbucks is doing this since 2017 and using a program called Digital Flywheel Program. So what is this program, Digital Flywheel? So this is actually marketing strategy, right? How you can make many customers loyal to you and get to know more about them and give a better service to them. Okay. So this is what that flywheel program. Okay. So it gathered almost 19 million users by coming up with these rewards. Okay. Then that means reward is what? When you use this mobile app, you will get some points, then later you can reward it. I think now many companies are using this rewarding system, right? Through their membership card, loyalty card. right? Even if you go to a supermarket, whenever you buy something, then they will ask whether do you have the membership card, right? Then when you have membership card, then they will have before they make their payment, they will swipe your card, then you will collect the points, right? Let's say if you buy for $100, then you get 100 points, like that. So over the period of time, you will redeem that point with some other discounted price or better price, right? That's how you as a customer will get benefit from the loyalty system. But the benefit is higher to the company only. From the rewarding system, the company will get to know more about what you order, where you order, the individual customer's preferences, and your buying patterns. So with this data, the company can do a personalized recommendation to you. Not only that, okay, it has an ordering system which is fastest and most convenient way to order. How? Because knowing the customers better, when you order, I can show you the the items that you order very frequently in the orders. Then you can simply select faster. Okay. Another advantage is, let's say you call the company, okay, I would like to order this. I will collect this in some time, right? Then with the help of GPS, right, your location, the system can identify how much distance you are from the store currently now. Then it can calculate, okay, you are in 10 kilometers away right now. Okay, so now the baristas, then they can take some more time to make your beverages, right? Maybe if there is an immediate order, they can serve that order. After that, they can make your order ready. So this is how they make the personalized recommendation. This is one of the business advantage which is gained through data analytics or data insights. Okay. Now we are moving on to the second example. Let's see how you can develop new product which is supported by the data insights that you extracted. Okay. So now one example of how Starbucks use the customer data in developing a new product is using the customers' buying habits across large consumer numbers. You see, Starbucks has 30,000 stores. And currently, just now we have 19 million loyal customers itself. And 1 week, it makes 100 million transactions. That's a huge volume of data, right? When you analyze all this data together, then you can come up with slight variations of your existing product in order to improve the sale. One such example is, during the Halloween time, Starbucks introduced a new beverage called pumpkin flavored drink. So you might have heard about this Halloween period, right? In USA, they celebrate this very grandly, right? Right from children to adults, everybody will be involved in this celebration. And the major thing, they use pumpkins, right? So to match with that celebration, it has introduced, this is a seasonal beverage, right? You will not get this all over the time. That is how it is developed a new product here. One example, okay? Another example, when the Starbucks wants to expand its business and offer more products to many customers, then it has come up with the idea called coffee at home space. That means if you want to drink a Starbucks coffee, it is not necessary that you have to go to some Starbucks store. You can make that coffee at home and you can have it at your leisurely space. So in that way, what? You are promoting your product. Starbucks is promoting its products. All right. So now Starbucks decided to sell more of this coffee through supermarket. Okay, it's good. It's not very data insights here, right? But what is the challenge here is to decide which products to target for the home drinker. Do you know how many combinations of beverages that the Starbucks has? 87,000 drink combinations. Isn't it? So it is not easy to select from this 87,000 combination which one to make as a product and sell through supermarket where the home consumers will buy this product. There's a challenge here now, right? So how Starbucks handle this challenge? Again, from the customer transaction data, Starbucks has what type of customers ordered coffee or lettuce or tea while in Starbucks. Okay, so with this data, it can come up with a general profile of people who love coffee or who love tea or who love statistics. Then it included some of the industry reports, which is the data coming from external. Okay, with this data, it has come up with a new product. Okay, so I'll give you an example. See, in 2015, there is a consumer firm which in Mental, which found 43% of the tea drinking customers, home consumers, they don't add sugar when they drink the tea at home. This is one study says. Another study says 25% of consumers, they don't add milk to their iced coffee when they drink at home. These two are studied, not done by the Starbucks, but some external companies, they did this study. We call this as the industry report in 2015. Okay, so what Starbucks did, it considered these two data along with the data it has. Combining all these things, it come up with two new products. What are they? Unsweetened iced tea cups, iced tea K-cups, which it can sell through supermarket. Another one to satisfy these customers who will not add sugar. And we have customers who will not add milk when they drink the coffee or tea at home, right? For to satisfy this one, it comes with both sweetened and unsweetened black iced coffee without milk or added flavor. When this is done in 2016 itself, you see how fast is the new product development. So always you need to be alert with what your data is saying and what is going on in the external data. So combining this, you can innovate new products. All right. Obviously, we don't need to say that this will increase the sale of the Starbucks. Okay. So this is our second example. Now we are moving on to the third example. How this data analytics has helped Starbucks to find out where to open new Starbucks store. So normally, if you want to open a new outlet or new branch to some other location, what people will do? People will take data like population density in that particular location, average income of the community there, and the traffic pattern, how much people are moving out, right? These type of data will be used to identify the target area for new store. It's very common, right? Even before the analytics, people are using these kind of data to decide it. So now this is not enough. What we want to estimate the profitability of the store. If I open a Starbucks store there, whether it will be profitable, I can estimate the profit from the store by modeling. That we call as predictive modeling or estimating. Dr. Andry Alamsyah nicely covered this when he was explaining about this data analytics and data science, this one here. Right? Why we need to know? Because we need to know when we open a new store, will it be economically viable or not? Am I going to make profit from the store or am I going to lose some money from the store? So we need some kind of data insights to support our decision here. We are not able to make decision here. Not only this, what is next? What will be the impact of the proposed new store on existing revenues in the nearby areas? We might have some other stores nearby areas, right? By opening a new store here should not affect our existing store revenue, right? This also we should consider. All right. So how can I make decision on how to collect this type of data? Okay. You can do so with the help of artificial intelligence technology, and we call this as location-based analytics with the help of geospatial information system. Some of you might have heard about this location-based analytics, right? Obviously, when you use a GPS, when you travel from one place to another place, especially a new place, right? And now you're hungry and you want to locate a good restaurant nearby, or you're running out of the petrol, you need to go look for the petrol station. Whatever you do, when you turn with the smartphone, when you turn on your location, when you search, you will be able to find the nearest restaurant or nearest rest place or nearest petrol station, isn't it? That's a typical example of location-based analytics. Now I'll give you a different way of using this location-based analytics. This is for indoors. What is this indoor? How can you use a location-based analytics for an indoor? Okay, so look at here. You are going to a shopping mall. Okay, inside the shopping mall, you have many companies, many restaurants, right? Let's say we are focusing on a restaurant called Town Restaurant. Okay, with the smartphone, when you visit a shopping mall with the location on and whether you connect to Wi-Fi or your internet is on, you see how much what type of information that the companies can extract from these smartphones. First one, average time spent per hour. In this Town Restaurant, it opens morning 7 o'clock and closes until midnight 12 a.m. Okay, so it can find out on average how much time the customers are spending with the shop. So you can see the minimum is 40 minutes and maximum is 100 minutes. As you see the graph, at 11 o'clock, people who visit the shop, they spend almost more than 1 hour, 70 minutes. And after the lunchtime, it goes down. Again, when you see 6 o'clock, it is increasing. So the highest will be 7 o'clock. People who come to 7 o'clock to the store, they spend 90 minutes, 1.5 hours. All right. Not only this, they can also detect number of devices connected per hour. So what is this number of devices connected? We know at any point of time, okay, whether 7 o'clock, how many customers you have, 43 customers. So which is peak. When you have 5 o'clock, you have 150 customers. Right? Not only this, look at the opportunity gap. So now we have Town Restaurant. Let's say we are the owner of Town Restaurant and we have our competitor, Next Restaurant, right? You can even track using the number of devices, how many customers are there in your store and how many customers are there in your competitor's store. Isn't interesting? Who is giving this much data? No customer is going voluntarily and giving the data, right? With the smartphone, right? We can get so much analytics. With the data that we collected from the smartphone, this is the competitive advantage we get by analyzing the data with appropriate machine learning techniques. Okay. I have not done enough, still I have some more. Let's say in the shopping mall, you have 6 entrances, 6 ways of reaching your store, right? So which way people, which source people, most of your customers are coming? Here, percentage of people who go to this Town Restaurant at lunchtime from other zones per hour. You see here, you can see lunchtime means people are coming from here, this zone and this zone. But same thing, if you analyze the data which you obtain from the evening time, the data is changes now. Did you see the difference? So this is called location-based analytics for indoors. Okay? Okay. So that's the third example. Now we are moving on to the fourth example. Dynamic menu creation and adjustment. What is this dynamic menu? Because we can't have a fixed printed menus, right? Because our customers' requirement preferences are different, right? It will be attractive when you give more offers, more combinations, more varieties, right? To make the customers happy. So we can create the dynamic menu based on the customer we have, the location, and the time of the day. Time of the day, not only days, not Monday, some special items, Tuesday, some special items, not like that. Time of the day, whether it's a breakfast time or lunch time or evening time, whether it is a rainy day or whether it is a sunny day. Depending upon all these things, you can change your menu dynamically. You can create different products, you can promote different products. Obviously, you can change the pricing also. So this is the knowledge that we can extract by analyzing the data. Okay, but how to make this knowledge in action? How to use it? If the customer is ordering through mobile app, then very easily we can change this, isn't it? But in the store, how the store is having all the menus? They have the menus in printed menu boards, right? So when you have everything in printed, how to change it dynamically? So that's a challenge that the company has. Then what the company did? it changed the printed menu board into digital menu board. So what is digital menu board? It can be connected to the computer, right? It can be roll out all the items, special promotions on that particular day, right? So since it is connected to the computer, at any moment we can change the pricing, the offer, the menu, product, everything, isn't it? So this is how Starbucks handled this issue. Okay. Next one, I think the last example, optimized machine maintenance, right? So as we see, the company has many equipments, many devices, okay? Right from coffee machines, you have grinders, you have blenders, refrigerators, right? All these equipments must be in a workable and operational around 16 hours a day, because Starbucks open is 16 hours a day. So what is the challenge that the company had? The challenge is sometimes unexpectedly the machine gets faulty. Then what to do? It disrupts the business, right? You have a large customers now, you're not able to serve the customers waiting time is increasing, then customer will not be happy with you, right? So many problems will come because of this. So there must be some way how we can avoid this, all right? Then Starbucks discussed with the Microsoft company, and they have come up with a system called Guardian module. So what is this? They connect all these individual pieces of equipment to a system called Azure Sphere, which is a cloud system. Okay, so once you connect all these equipments into the internet, already we call this as IoT enabled devices. Each of the device can be connected through internet, and that allows you to collect the data from each of these machines through sensors, isn't it? So what is this Azure Sphere actually? Azure Sphere is a comprehensive IoT security solutions which handles hardware, operating system, and cloud components to actively protect your devices, business, and customers. Mainly, it takes care of your machine maintenance. How? These IoT-enabled machines collect more than dozens of data points. What is a data point? When you make a shot of espresso coffee, when you make a coffee from that machine, okay, you get to know what type of coffee bean is used in that machine, what is the temperature of your coffee, and the water quality. This is some example. Like that, you can collect more than dozen of data points, okay, and you can store this in the Microsoft Azure Sphere system. Okay, so what this Azure Sphere helps you, it collects all the data, okay, and it aggregates the data, applies the data analytics, and identify the appropriate time that this machine should do maintenance service. For example, if one machine, let's say, should go for a maintenance after 200 cups of coffee is made, then we calculate, right, how many cups of coffee is made already. So when the time comes, then we can decide when to make the scheduled preventive maintenance, right? Also from the location based analytics, we already know when we have large customers, when we have less customers, right? So accordingly, we can schedule the machine maintenance. Not only that, using the location based analytics, you can also decide how many labors to assign. If it is a peak time, then you need more labors, right? If it is a less peak time, then you have only less number of people, manpower, right? So this knowledge will also help you to plan your manpower allocation also. Okay. Again, all these things are data centric, insights from data to make you correct and faster decisions. Okay. So by connecting all the machines into IoT, ended up with another advantage for Starbucks. What is the advantage? Usually, Starbucks, when it comes with a new recipe, it will copy the recipe in a pen drive, and it makes many pen drives and distribute to all its stores. There, the baristas, what they will do, they will put that pen drive into the each of the machines to copy the recipe, so that the machine can make the coffee based upon the new recipe. All right. So this is a very time-consuming process, isn't it? And it's a very manual process. So since all these machines are connected to internet now through the IoT. Now, how easy it is when there is a new recipe, it can be delivered securely from the cloud. Okay, with the one simple click, the new recipe will be added to all the machines. All right. So this is another advantage of coming up with the connecting the machines through IoT. Okay. So now recently Starbucks has invested in the new artificial intelligence based system called Deep Blue. Okay. So which keeps the operation efficient, free up the time for partners, engage customers, and improve the sales. So this is the system, how it works. Okay. With the help of artificial intelligence tools. Okay. So I guess from these 5 examples, you might have an idea how this artificial intelligence or machine learning and data analytics can help a business to do a better job, to extract the competitive advantage from the data it collects. Okay, so this example can be used by any companies, right? Not necessarily you have to be a very big company. Even the small and medium companies or small simple companies also would be able to collect the data, and they will apply the data analytics with the help of machine learning technique. They can extract lots of insights from the data to support their business. So if you look at here, the current trend of artificial intelligence in the business, the recent survey indicates, okay, 300% increase in investment in artificial intelligence methodology this year alone. I mean, this is 2019. Okay, 57% of businesses expect to help improve the customer experience and support. So if you want to improve your customer experience and have good customer relationship, then they say that investing in artificial intelligence would help them this much reward. 20% of the major retailers, they will use artificial intelligence to personalize their product, their brand awareness. 20% of all workers will use automated assistance technologies to make decisions. So now you see this business intelligence, this data analytics is already started merging in many of the information system now. Because now any person at his level, whether you are a supervisor or you are a manager or you are a general manager or you are the top management committee, everybody needs data support to make precise decision, accurate decision, right? We cannot make decisions based upon our gut feeling. Rather, we can take decision, everything supported by our data. 80% of the executives say AI boosts productivity and increase new positions. All right. So this is the current status of artificial intelligence in business. So now, what is our takeaway points? Starbucks is the pioneer example of how traditional brick and mortar retailer can leverage digital innovations in order to be competitive in the business, right? Artificial intelligence for business is revolutionizing the way how organizations compete and operate. Data, analytics, and artificial intelligence, if companies take these technology, then it will change completely how the company, both business and how they operate, how they do business and how they operate model. It will change everything for the better one. Okay, so with that, I end my talk. Did I end earlier? Because I didn't get any warning like previous talk.
Yeah, actually, you still have 1 more minute, Dr. Rathimala.
Thank you.
Okay,
So that's all my presentation, and I can take any questions now. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you very much, Dr. Rathimala. It's really impressive presentations. So we invite all the participants. We have 68 participants here joining us today. So if you have any questions, you can write down the questions on the chat box, or if you want to talk directly to the speakers, you may also turn on your microphone. Okay, so let's see here on the chat box. We have one question here. from Cesaltino Sarmento Suarez. Hello, thanks for sharing, dear speakers. I'm Cesaltino. I would like to ask the questions for both speakers. So it's the question for both speakers. Which AI-powered innovations can we expect for the future in the educational field? And also regarding the Industrial Revolution 4.0, many jobs automation is a threat that many people are worried about. How will this impact teachers and other professionals? Thank you. So let's hear the answer from Dr. Rathimala first.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the question. Of course, he is asking a valid question where many people have this one. Okay, with the advantage of technology, am I going to lose my job? That's many people. But the answer is no. Okay, this technology will help you to do your job better, more effectively, increase your productivity. Right? So this will actually create more jobs. Okay. The second one is how this Industrial 4.0, okay, due to many automations, of course, you're not going to lose the job, but what is expected is you need to upskill, reskill your values. You say that traditionally how I work, only I will work like that. I'm not ready to get new knowledge. I will not practice myself with new skills. Then I'm sorry. Isn't it? Always you have to be ready to learn new things. We say it's a lifelong learning, right? You have to gain new skills in order to make valuable, right, to the job that you are doing. Second one, how this machine learning or artificial intelligence would affect the education industry, how it has been useful in the education industry. Okay, so like I said, you can recommend many things, right? The same technology can be used to recommend different portfolios to your students. You will get to know more about your students. See, the technology that you apply to get to know more about your customers, same thing can be applied on the student data set to know more about your students. All right, for many prediction from, let's say, school leavers, you want to predict how many will join to the bachelor degree, how many will stop continuing the education. So many things we can do with the data. Okay, whatever the data you have, that will decide that what type of insight that we can extract. Okay, and how will this impact teachers and other professionals? The answer is please reskill and upskill. Because this data analytics is not only for the computer science or IT people. You see, that is a myth now. Earlier, when you say data scientists, you will see only computer science engineering or IT professionals do the job. But now the demand for data analytical skills is very high. The supply is very low. We don't have many data scientists now. So as the awareness is increasing, many companies want to adopt this data analytical skills and to leverage this technology to get competitive advantage. But we don't have the talent pool. So what to do? So we don't depend only on computer science students or IT students now. All other students, no matter whether you are a physician studying MBBS, you also need to know data analytics in order to have a better diagnosis of your disease with the symptoms that you obtain from your patients, all right, from your customers, from manager. Everyone need to have this data analytics, whether you are a IT student or whether you're a marketing student or management student, economic student, financial student. So now the world has realized the importance of this one. Now you might see in the universities and colleges, this business data analytics will become a part of their curriculum now. Many students, they are learning this. I hope in the future, we can produce many students with this data analytical skills. Data analytical skills alone is not useful. We need to combine this with the domain knowledge. All right, then you will get a very useful output. So that will be my answer. Thank you for asking the question.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rathimala.
That's another question.
Yes, so
what are your opinion about fresh graduates taking professional certificate? What is your advice if you want to take any certificate? Of course, you can take any certificate. There are so many available from online courses like Coursera, isn't it? They are offering many for free also. Okay, so when you apply for a job, you can show these certificates, which will be an added advantage for your resume. Okay, you can even apply business analyst, data analyst, okay, business executives. There are so many jobs, right? Where you can tell the company how the company can make use of these technologies. And you don't have to be very strong in, let's say, okay, I don't know programming, I'm very bad in programming, or I'm not good at mathematics. Does that mean that I cannot use this data science? No. Okay, when you understand the basic data science concepts, I'm saying about data science, even you don't understand the techniques in detail about the algorithms, the mathematical derivations of everything, you understand the data science concepts. Now we have the commercial softwares where many of the things are automated already, so the software can help you to do the job easier. We have open source software also, right? So you can choose any software, but you need to be clear with the data science concepts. Once you learn that one, then with a bit of a practice, you will be able to apply the data science to whatever the data that you have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Rathimala. I hope it answered the questions from Siti Nursyu Hadaya before. So,
Yeah.
and also, I would like to hear the opinion from Dr. Andry also regarding the questions from Cesaltino Sarmento, which are forward innovations and
Okay.
how will this impact the teachers? Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. I agree with Dr. Rathimala opinion. Yes, exactly. That right now in the era of AI, there are a lot of challenge to the talent, right? So we need the industry need more talent which is adaptable to AI, and then the how to process those large scale data, create a model, something like that. Um, but actually, it will make us people more super. We become Superman. I mean, when with these tools around us, we do a lot better than we have in the history of humankind. So I think like now when we study right now, we have a lot of video and YouTube or etc. It was when my time we go to library, which is so far is so expensive, something like that. We need to have a book, something like that. But right now, they that means the education itself have a challenge that before now that people need to see the teacher as a source of information we can get now anywhere. So the challenge ourselves by the teacher, when the teacher cannot provide lecturer cannot provide what they are not adaptable to the industry or something, to the knowledge, something like that, then student will go to somewhere else. So the challenge also in the university itself. So people can take knowledge from everywhere, I see. So and also from the point of the industry itself, there are a lot of I think there are a lot of new profession. For example, the data scientist itself is not there before. Yeah, it just recently come up and then very much exploded, demand exponential. So now for like people usually use like I'm doing marketing now, and you using a data analytic or data scientist, but my title is marketing or market intelligence or something like that. But my job is actually is data scientist. So anything from law, education, healthcare, manufacture, supply chain, everything should be based on data set. So this kind of new profession that come up recently. So I think the student or the the newer generation like you guys, so you need to adapt to this technology. So I always said to my student that I teach you something that you for you to live in the future, not something to in the past. So this is important because if I teach them something in the past, that may be when they graduate obsolete. So I teach something new, always new something. That's maybe something is not really mature enough, but they know that the technology is going to be there, so they prepare to do so something like that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Andry, for sharing your opinion as well. So actually, we still have 1 more minute for the Q&A session. Is there any other questions from the participants? Or would you like to ask the questions directly to the speakers? You also may turn on the microphone. Is there any other questions? So if not, if we agree, Dr. Andry and Dr. Rathimala, we would like to end this session. Okay, so but before, I would like to invite all the participants to fill out the questionnaire. We have already shared the feedback links on the chat.
Okay, we're losing you, Miss Mefti. We cannot hear your voice. I think it's the connection. Okay, so
Hello?
yes. Okay, we can hear you
Okay,
now.
so yeah, I'm sorry for the something trouble with the internet. So yeah, we would like to invite all the participants once again to fill out the questionnaire. We have shared the link on the chat box. You may find out the link there. And also, we would like to have a photo session. So kindly turn on the video or the camera to take a photo for having a photo session. Yes. So our officer from the IO will help you to take the pictures, please. Yes, please, Fauzi.
We cannot hear your voice, Faudi. Maybe Miss Mefti can lead
Okay,
the...
one. I will count. Okay, I will count. 1, 2, 3. Okay, another pose maybe. Your best smile. You can put your best smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you very much. Once again, thank you for our great speakers who joining us today, Dr. Andry and also Dr. Rathimala. Thank you very much for joining our 15th online joining class. And also don't forget, for all the participants, we still have another online joining class on September 17, this Thursday. And you can register to join that class. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you, Dr.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Rathimala.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Lia.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Pak Andry.
Dr.
Thank you so
Andry
much.
and
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr.
Rathimala.
Mala.
Hope
Have a
to
great
see you
day.
again.
See you.
Bye.
Have a great day. All the participants, you may leave the Google Meet. Great day.